Greetings one and all. Apple Stump Bushcraft Stuffin' Things back with another episode of Go Native 24-hour food pack civilian MRE from New Zealand. As we can see from the front label, the Go Native 24-hour food pack is designed to provide a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner meal. On the back side of the package insert, the meals are broken out: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For lunch today we have Biscuit Cream Cracker, green seas tuna, oven-dried tomato and herb dressing, and a jack length beef snack, peppered variety. And here they are: Biscuit Cream Cracker, green seas tuna entree, and a jack length beef snack. So, as we may have noticed, this particular lunch menu doesn't come with any kind of a drink. That being the case, I'm going to make some sugar-free hot apple cider to drink with this. So we'll be back with you in just a moment. That's what we're going to make for drink. Cold today, so that would be very nice if we were outside. This did not come with the New Zealand civilian 24-hour meal pack. I don't know where we got it from, but they're pretty good, and I'm going to have one with this particular lunch menu. So the hot water's ready. Let's tear into this sugar-free apple cider envelope. Not a lot of powder in there. There doesn't need to be when there's no sugar. Nice full cup of it. The spoon is from 2004 vintage US military MRE. Let's open these up and see how they look. First, we're going to do the Biscuit Cream Crackers. I have an idea what this might be, but I could be wrong. Should have had my peelable seal opener ready, but I neglected to do that. And I'm not right about what those are. What do you know? We'll get into sniff testing them and so forth in a little bit. And next we'll take a look at the jack length beef stick. Got a tear notch down the side. Nice and shiny because it's covered with oil, naturally, probably vegetable oil. Smells really good. It smells like peppered jerky. And you can even see some little what appear to be flecks of pepper in there, although that's not necessarily what they are. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Pardon me for just a second, I'm going to turn this tray around. Alright. And now, green seas tuna, oven-dried tomato and herb dressing. Or herb dressing, depending on how you pronounce it in your locality. And tear it at the notch. We're going to go to the default EDC knife. Swiss Army knife. Super Tinker. Snip that little bit off of there. And here's what lays inside. Now I'm thinking this is meant to be eaten cold and probably just right out of the pouch, but I'm going to scoop it out so we can have a look at what it is. This would be really great on those crackers, and we'll try that way. So there. Well, that looks pretty good. Packet smells okay. Want to get every last little morsel out of there because this really looks good. So there we go. A fair amount. That would make a decent sandwich if you were spreading it on bread, but we don't have bread in this particular menu selection. So we're not going to put it on bread. Looks like there might be pickle relish in there and some other kinds of relishes. That looks pretty tasty. We'll try a little bit before we get it on the crackers. So, down the hatch. That's interesting. Oven-dried tomatoes and herb dressing, they say. Well, okay, I'll buy that. But I think there's also some pickles in there because guess what? There's one right there on the spoon. I think. Tastes like it. Alright. So let's have a little palate cleansing apple cider to remove the tuna flavor because I want to taste these crackers. It's smoking hot. This cup is again my double wall stainless steel cup. It does not get warm hardly at all on the outside. Okay, tuna flavor gone. So the crackers didn't make the trip in one piece, but that's fine. Get a bigger piece here. And it says Huntley on them. Huntley. Take a look at that. It says Huntley there. I don't know if you can see the writing. There we go. Huntley and Palmer's must be who made them, right? They look pretty nice. There's no visible salt on there, sparkling in the light. They don't smell rancid or spoiled at all. They smell something like a saltine, so let's give it a whirl. A little bit of tuna on there. This is really similar to tuna salad. If you've ever had a tuna salad sandwich, kind of the traditional American way, may or may not be made with mayonnaise, but other things in there, relish and different things that go into a tuna salad for a sandwich. So here we have some on a cracker, and let's give it a shot. Well, that's pretty good, I have to admit. A little bit of cider. Nice. Now what I didn't do first was taste the cracker by itself, so I'll do a little bit more palate cleansing here and we'll have a little piece of cracker by itself. Alright. So here we have a little piece of the Huntley and Palmer's biscuit. And those are, of course, known in American parlance as a cracker. Not salty. Substantially more texture for the thickness than there is in an American saltine cracker. They're firm. Takes significantly more effort to bite through one than it would for a regular saltine like we know them here in the United States. Crunchy. They stay crunchy for a while. They're absolutely not salty whatsoever. Cheers. Wow. That's still almost too hot to drink. Okay. Back to the tuna. A little bit more on there. Ooh, that's a pretty healthy dollop, wouldn't you say? Now, can you see those green things? I think that is pickles. Pickle relish. It sure looks like it, and it tastes like it too. But I'm going to have to consult the label and see what's in there. Might be what they refer to as spring onions. It doesn't say anything about pickles in there. It says tuna, water, vegetable oil, oven-dried tomato, vinegar, sugar, herbs, garlic, spring onion, tapioca, thickener, onion salt, mustard powder, and spice, traces of sesame, milk, and crustacea. So what kind of crustacea might be in there? Woodlice perhaps? Millipedes? I don't know. Or it could be lobster, shrimp, etc. Krill. Anyway, here we go, down the hatch. The tuna flavor is not overwhelmingly fishy. Tastes like tuna that you would get out of a can. It tastes reasonably fresh, although it's been in that pouch for a while. It's not oily, not overly dry, just about right. The only thing I would add to that if I were making a tuna spread or tuna salad to put on bread or crackers would be a little bit of mayonnaise or possibly Miracle Whip, but this is just fine the way it is. And this pack again is made for use probably outdoors or possibly in a survival situation where you might not have mayonnaise or Miracle Whip or some other favorite additive for your tuna salad. So as it is, I think it's quite good. Let's have another sip. That's cooling off some now. It's actually manageable. Okay. A little piece of foil on that from the package. Alright, here's our Jack Link's pepper jerky strip. This is more like what we call steak strips in the US. They're thicker than typical jerky, maybe almost double the thickness of typical jerky. And formed, of course, let's break it in half and see what's in there. It might be a tall order, I don't know. Okay. So inside of there you can see meat fibers. It looks like it was made the traditional jerky way. In other words, it wasn't cooked. Just oven dried. And that's fine. Let's have a smell of this here portion. Smell the pepper in there, that's for sure. I happen to like pepper jerky, so it's not going to be a problem. Alright, try it out. The pepper flavor is instantaneously detectable, both in aroma and taste. Takes a little bit of work to mash it up. As I say, it's thicker than what we know as jerky here in the States. It's not jerky, it's a beef snack. So beyond the pepper flavor, which is really quite strong, it's not hot, it's just black peppery. There's sweetness that comes through and probably some kind of hickory or other wood smoke. Not thirst-provoking in the least due to the saltiness, which starts the juices flowing. It's quite good. Don't need a drink after that one. Now let's have another biscuit with some tuna. This is good stuff. So I was wondering initially whether this was a pretty light lunch, and I think it would be. Anyway, for a meal that would go in your backpack or rucksack, might be a little bit light. For a picnic, it'd be just fine. It's a light lunch. For storage against disaster times or power outages or so forth, it'd be just fine. But for somebody who's really active outdoors, I'd think this would be a little bit light. I can still taste that pepper jerky quite strongly, so we're going to have a swig of this. That pretty much took care of it. Alright, so tuna on a cracker down the hatch. Whoa. A little help from our cider. That's a pretty big dollop for that little cracker, but we'll give it a shot. There we go. I would want to have a canteen along with some water in it, or be close enough to a water source to get some before I start eating this meal, because of the crackers are so dry. I don't think they're overly dry for a cracker. They're probably quite normal that way, but they do tend to be thirst-provoking in this scenario, in this menu. The beef stick, nope, not thirst-provoking, and you'd think it would be because it's dried meat, but it isn't in the least. But these are. Let's break them up some. A little bit more manageable. I think as long as we're going to talk about something being dry and thirst-provoking, they might as well have put peanut butter in there, and peanut butter and crackers. But the tuna does provide a mixture of flavors which is quite pleasing and satisfying for a lunch. That's good, there's no question about it. Alright, another cleansing sip. Or two. Let's take another whack at the beef. What do they call it again? Beef snack. Okay, beef snack. I keep wanting to say beefsteak strip or whatever because, again, that's what it would be sold as here in the States. But beef snack, peppered. And the pepper is there. If you're not one who likes black pepper, I wouldn't try this. The pepper flavor is instantaneous. It's good, it's strong, but it's not hot, so it's black pepper and not hot chili pepper of some kind. The saltiness of the jerky is kind of laid back. The pepper is way more powerful than the saltiness. It's quite good. I wouldn't hesitate to take those along with me anytime out in the field. The temptation with the beef snacks is to kind of plow right through them, but I found just in eating this one that chewing it up for quite a while and letting the flavors mix and mingle in your mouth is very satisfying. You get the full benefit of all of them, the pepper, the sweetness, saltiness, the meat flavor, smokiness. It all comes through if you just give it a chance. I know it would be possible to chew right through it and get done with it pretty quick, especially if you're hungry. But in a situation where you're not exactly starving, I'd let that thing reward you with the full treasure chest of flavors that's inside because it's quite good. Let's have some more tuna on a cracker. I'm trying to ration this so it comes out about even. There's a little bit left there. There's a whole cracker and a couple of pieces. Down the hatch. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera and we'll come back with a rating so you don't have to sit and listen to me chew it up. But I want to just reiterate that while it may seem like a small lunch and possibly not terribly suitable for somebody who's really on the go in the outdoors, it's very delicious and I'd recommend it if anybody were looking for a recommendation. At the end of this video we'll put a link in the description, the website to go and look at the Go Native product line. This is not a sponsored video, but I like the meal so much that I feel like posting their link would be appropriate. So we'll be back in a few minutes. So there we have it, a satisfying end to a nice, delicious, albeit somewhat light lunch menu. So let's start over here with the crackers that are merely crumbs now. Quite good, not salty, very dry, crispy, crunchy, but good. Not too bad, rather bland. No real outstanding flavor of their own, but they went well with the tuna. And that was quite good. I was mistaken, I guess, about there being pickles in there. So the green flecks might actually be herbs, right? And then we had the beef snack over here, which was really good. I'd eat that any time and recommend it. If you can find it in your store and you like peppered jerky, I'd try that. Give it a whirl. And of course we had the hot apple cider in here, which did not come with the meal, but was pretty good in and of itself. That'll wrap up our review of the Go Native 24-hour food pack. We've done the breakfast menu on the previous video. Today was lunch, and next to come will be dinner. On the dinner menu we can expect a vegetable curry, rice, tea, creamer, salt and pepper, and sugar. That should be a fairly interesting and tasty meal, and that'll be up next on our playlist. Coming up in future episodes, we have some surprises, some surprise reviews, and I'm not going to give away exactly what those are right now, but something I didn't think I'd be reviewing, but I was tempted to review them, and so I bought some, and we'll see how that goes. I also have one 2004 vintage U.S. military MRE by the Warnick Company out in the freezer. We'll be thawing that out before too long, and we'll feature that, and that'll wrap up the 2004 vintage military MREs, because there are no more. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. I hope there was something interesting in there for you. Apple Stump Bushcraft Stuff and Things. Bidding you a great weekend and a week to come. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Adios.